Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah. County. You already know. Shouts out to the Guillotine team. Hey, you over there, shut the fuck up. Listen, look, please don't talk to us. This is off the cuff, we off-white like a lemonade and swastikas. Hey homie, I let the thing talk like a parakeet. Paraheat, the way I bully beats gets embarrassing. Came up, we used to chip 5 and a L. I know the rules of the game is surviving a hell. You know this is rare, I know that you care. Check the faces, one bar give you a shot, blood can chase it. It's me and E, with some vehement knees. Women that I'm sure gon' make us weak in the knees. It's return of the gap, not return of the whack. Negative energy, we are not returning it back. You thought I knifed up a candle, how I'm murdering wax. Compare me to who? Nobody ever heard of they tracks. Need big digits, sick with it, you know who the man. Every rapper that you know, I done made him a fan. I let the tables rotate like the blaze on a fan. Know what we bout, action like charades with the fam. We not impressed, they heard no stress and tried to take it. Waiting on the time to talk back to basics. Acid, no laces, destiny, we can taste it. Foreign money, I need banks for translation. Competitors, out the regular, I'm ahead of ya. Everybody rapping is cool, I'm just better, bruh. It be the R like the 18th letter was. The foundation too strong, you can't level us. How long you been down? You gotta level up. It's my day like the dude from Bulgaria. A new day, keep boxes of O's, X's for hoes. I pointed out the routes on the roads. Rest in peace to the family. Nigga, count me. You know?
The laws here in America were made by white people for the benefit of white people. The Constitution was written by whites for the benefit of whites. It was never written for the benefit of blacks. And when you read the Constitution, I think in Article 1, Section 2, or Section 1, Article 1, some one of the two, and it's in the Constitution. It says that it classifies black people as 3/5 of a man. 3/5 of a man. Subhuman. Less than a human being. It relegates us to the level of cattle.
Arrest the president. Arrest the president. Arrest the president. Arrest the president. Arrest the president.
I wanna rock right now.
I wanna rock. I wanna rock.
I wanna rock right now.
I wanna rock. I wanna rock. Look.
I wanna rock right now.
I wanna rock. I wanna rock.
I wanna rock right now.
I wanna rock. I wanna rock. I wanna rock right now. Put a hot slug in the cop right now. Look into the eyes of your worst nightmare. On the bullshit, better stop right now. Everybody like Ram, better drop right now. Let the man brainstorm and your ass might drown. Put the flashlight down. I illuminate dark, bet they knew when they hard. Never pass my crown, you can ask my town. Never been the one to back down. No, never been the one to take shit. Yeah, face this here. Greatness, yeah. Neo, running through the matrix scared. Yeah, young and restless, dumb and reckless, drunk and desperate. Some neglected, unprotected, some infected. My son's arrested, drug infested, smug detectives, none with ethics, undetected, unsuccesses, gauge the symptoms, crazy thinking, baby sinking, sunk in Texas, no one can test this, run your press kits, storm the White House, fuck the guest list, food is poison, you destroyed them, who employed them, no one suspected, blame your father, blame Obama, blaming Hillary, shaming Donald, play the lotto, pray in churches, wait for God to come save your sorrow, they taught us all this, so I record this, if you ignore this, you pay tomorrow, save New Orleans, save Missouri, save Detroit, and then save Chicago, pay your taxes, pay your landlord, pay your student loan, pay your car note, save your pension, play the benches, too occupied for you to pay attention, say for instance, we ain't defenseless, embrace the trenches, we break the fences, tear the walls down, kick the doors in, shake the entrance, take the sentence, arrest the president, destroy the government, burn the White House, we've had enough of them. Yeah, fuck the police, fuck the judges, fuck the system, who are they to judge us? Fuck the TV, fuck your smartphone, stand together, no one can budge us. Arrest the president. 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 Arrest the president.
I wanna rock right now.
I wanna rock. I wanna rock.
I wanna rock right now.
I wanna rock. I wanna rock. Look.
I wanna rock right now.
I wanna rock. I wanna rock. Yeah. I wanna rock right now. I wanna rock. I wanna rock. Look. We have been a not physically, so to speak. Even though there are millions of brothers and sisters locked away in prison right now, but more mentally and more spiritually, we are under attack. I embrace the plan. They say I never gave a damn. I care less how you take it, fam. I ain't a Raiders fan, but well aware they'll lynch a nigga. We got a nail just to make a stand, and that's what they want. I see Cap in the street with soldiers, suits for the ex-cons, feed the homeless, free diplomas. We control us. Kids getting killed, but the needs are focused. That's subliminal. That's political. Poison your mental, attack the physical. Poor and helpless. Lord, just help us. Children sleeping on the floor in shelters. Arrest the president for social negligence. I ain't talking Donald, he's insignificant, that hoe's irrelevant. Yeah, let's talk intelligence. There's a system behind the president. I insist that you find this relevant. On a mission, cause time is relative. Yeah, arrest the president. Arrest the president. Arrest the president. Arrest the president. Arrest the president.
The moment that is bound to shape the future.
I got a letter from the government. The other day, I opened and read it. They telling me to get it. It said that the message I was bringing brought destruction. I put the pen to the pad and said, fuck them. Here's a land that never gave a damn about a brother like me from the jump. They'd rather see me slump. Face down, shot 5 or 6 times with my kid and her mama in the cop car brown and I'm John. Stop lying, it's a black and white thing. Redneck ass judge would rather watch a nigga hang than indict what's white, not right. Fuck a news feed. Black man got the same needs as the Jews need. Who me? I demand reparation. Fuck a cowboy. I'm a native, robbed of my nation. I'm an African black man. Fucked out my language, got me praying to a white boy God. That's insane. And if you ask me why they steadily harass me, I reply with that these motherfuckers nasty. And I'm a god, yet they calling me a nigga. They scared of me, so they try to hide behind the trigger, acting badass. Fuck a honky with the badge. I'm a nigga with an attitude. You can kiss my black ass. Ain't no sense in niggas being diplomatic. Televise the revolution, let these motherfuckers have it. I'm calling up the homies, they said to come through. And I run with the niggas, they scared to come shoot. Take an eye for an eye, take a tooth for tooth. Do unto others as some others would do unto you. And now they say it make America great, but what America hates kept America straight and America safe. Motherfuck that flag. My people are not free, we wanna touch that flag. So quick to try to copyright what came for free. Now they blaming me, and it's plain to see that they mad at that. Like I'm a magic act. Yeah, imagine that. Motherfucker, I'm black, fucking vultures. Super quick to steal one's culture, trying to make it your own. Caveman, go home. Over 10 long nose, funny looking ass Donald. Got his nerve disrespecting President Obama. If you don't want us around, then let us leave. Pay the money you've been owing my people since they were set free. That 40 acres and a mule never came, but yet we're still outstanding. Outstanding in the rain, just waiting. Patient, pacing, and praying for God to step up. But nah, it ain't shit shaking. I was mistaken thinking scripture could have helped us. Following the faith of our very own oppressors. No justice, just us. Look at how the aftermath of slavery today still affects us. Our kids educated by the enemy, and they don't know shit about their history. Cause they ain't teaching that in school. Leave it up to them coons, and all that's cool. Let the bygones be bygones. And besides, we've been killing off our homes. Shut the fuck up, you know what? Uncle Tom House niggas slaves see they motherfucking nuts cut. I pack steel in the hour of the chaos. If black lives still don't matter till you stay out.
Ain't got a soldier.
Where we come from, 700.
Bro, I gotta get it 'cause it's sauce. I don't give a damn what it costs. I'm a wild one 'cause I'm a boss. You can see me dripping when I walk. I got the sauce. See, I got the sauce. See, I got the sauce. Yeah. See, I got the sauce. See, I got the sauce. Yeah. I got the sauce. See, I got the sauce. Yeah.
Swavey.
See, I got the sauce.
Yeah, nigga tell me what the lick read. Nigga tell me what the lick. Sauced up, smoking big weed. bagging chicks on the regular. Gold digger try to set me up. Tell them hoes get they fetty up. Look, I get love in the city. Know a nigga about to run that. Block jumping with the young scrap. Bust a lick and tell them come back. Rap shit, yeah, we run that. In the club smoking Doja. Bunch of niggas talking bullshit. Fuck you niggas, I don't know you. What we finna do? I'm about to run up a check. Ay, look, a band on the wrist, a band on the neck. Fuck these broke hoes. We hit them and pass them, they good for the neck. Nigga, we next. Ay, free the big cousin, he callin' collect. Set.
Bro, I gotta get it cause it's sauce. I don't give a damn what it costs. I'm a wild one cause I'm a boss. You can see me drippin' when I walk. I got the sauce. See, I got the sauce. See, I got the sauce. Yeah. See, I got the sauce. See, I got the sauce. Yeah. I got the sauce. See, I got the sauce. Yeah. See, I got the sauce.
We running shit. Big money, nigga, take your pick. My niggas rich, fuck around, I might take your bitch. I hit the club with a bad chick, suede shoes with the glasses. Yeah, nigga been a savage. Blow a check when the cash keep the toolie on the dash. Niggas hating why they mad. Ran off with your bitch. Yeah, she did it for the bag. Hey, clicking with Donnie and Waco, man, they got the link on the gas. 300 or better, my nigga, whatever, we pay it in cash. Hey, suede shoes. Go watch, Swavey, bitch, I'm about to buy the whole block. These niggas think they flexing with my old thigh. Nah, I pop with something new and make them hoes watch. Swavey.
Bro, I gotta get it cause it's sauce. I don't give a damn what it costs. I'm a wild one cause I'm a boss. You can see me drippin' when I walk. I got the sauce. See, I got the sauce. See, I got the sauce. Yeah. See, I got the sauce. See, I got the sauce. Yeah. I got the sauce. See, I got the sauce. Yeah. See, I got the sauce. Everybody want that dream life. At least that's what it seems like. You can see red, even at a green light. Everything ain't what it seems, right? Even when it seems right. It's a hell of a struggle chasing that dream life. Everybody want that dream life. You can see red, even at a green light. Everything ain't what it seems, right? Even when it seems right. It's a hell of a struggle chasing that. All the nights in the studio, destined to blow. While my people out clubbing saying, man, you should go. Now I'm putting in work to see my destiny grow. Time never slow down, so I think things slow. Manifest your dreams, everyone wants that dream life. All night, flight, several nights with no sleep. Why? Cause who believes in me? Like I believe in I. Consistency is required for your legacy to thrive. For all my heart with this pen, watch my vision come alive. Cause everybody want that dream life. Or at least that's what it seems like, right? Everybody want that dream life. At least that's what it seems like. You can see red, even at a green light. Everything ain't what it seems, right? Even when it seems right. It's a hell of a struggle chasing that dream life. Everybody want that dream life. You can see red, even at a green light. Everything ain't what it seems, right? Even when it seems right. It's a hell of a struggle chasing that. People coming at me like, damn, you changed all because I'm chasing dreams, but they caught up on fun and games. I'm trying to provide my seeds with a life of finer things. Force to this racist regime with designer names. Hiding your optical organs behind Gucci frames. Mindful of the fact that it pours when it rains. What's now my reality? What started from a dream? I guess I'm on my Martin Luther King. Feeling like Malcolm, I still go hard by any means. No matter your circumstances, and no wonder where you train. Product of the slums, the Bible spread through my veins. Everybody wants this life, that's how it seems. Everybody want that dream life. At least that's what it seems like. You can see red, even at a green light. Everything ain't what it seems, right? Even when it seems right. It's a hell of a struggle chasing that dream life. Everybody want that dream life. You can see red, even at a green light. Everything ain't what it seems, right? Even when it seems right. It's a hell
struggle chasing that. Seem like everybody want that dream life. Everybody want that big house, right? Everybody want what they got to get in this life. They think they gon' gain something from doing nothing. That ain't how you do it, homeboy. You gotta get up, get out, get up. Don't let your dreams be the first pass you by. You better get up, get out, and get something. I'm gonna go hard to the day I get mine. Hey man, what up? To all my people chasing their dreams, do what you do, homie. Your day coming. Let's get it. Everybody want that dream life. At least that's what it seems like. You can see red, even at a green light. Everything ain't what it seems, right? Even when it seems right. It's a hell of a struggle chasing that dream life. Everybody want that dream life. You can see red, even at a green light. Everything ain't what it seems, right? Even when it seems right. It's a hell of a struggle chasing that.
What's the deal, y'all? It's your boy King Eric the Great, and you're now tuned in at another episode of Off the Cuff Radio, the special Fuggery edition. We live in effect right now. And before I bring my comrades on, I just want to give y'all a preview of the songs that y'all heard. The first one we played was Ransom's Arrest the President. The second we played was Scarface's Black Steel, which is New Scarface. Then I played a cut for my man Mack Swavey, rest in peace, called The Sauce. And we just finished playing Imperial Real, Dream Life. Big salute to my man Doe Fresh the Don and the Black Law Clique in Kentucky. And I have the Guillotine in the building right now. This show is brought to you by Da Vinci Clothing. Get your fresh gear now.
Already, what's up, everybody? What's up, Miss Chinchilla with Off the Cuff Radio, a.k.a. Candy Ring with Dominating Force. That Da Vinci is what you need to go get right now.
I'm about to bring in my man on T-Max.
You know what it do with VA. We got something to say. Off the Cuff Radio, Guillotine, and the Da Vinci is that wave. It's the threads. It's always going to keep you, trendy. You know what I'm saying? So rock it. Don't stop it.
And I got my man, Illard the Sandman, Joe Pesci to my Robert De Niro in Casino. You dig?
1, 2, 1, 2.
The man that shakes things up for their brand.
That was a real nice opening right there, though, pause. I really like that. Like how you had it all layered out. You played the tracks, and then you said what the tracks was, the title, the artist. Real awesome. We got to keep it at that level. We got to keep it at that level from now on, for 2018. This is how we got to do it. We got to show these motherfuckers that we professional out here.
Definitely with the current political climate going on. Those two songs really, really resonated in terms of, there's certain people in a certain office need to be held accountable for what their words say. There's freedom of speech, like my man Ice-T said on his second album, freedom of speech, watch what you say, though.
I'm not saying all that. I'm just saying how we layered out the introduction of the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, he played the track.
But the songs,
you know what I'm saying?
The songs definitely set it off, though.
Yeah. And then he said with the title, the artist that did the song brought us in collectively, and it's another Fuggery Friday. That's all that matters right now. We got so much ground to cover.
Yes,
so much ground to cover.
So much ground to cover.
But before we continue on, like we gotta definitely give a rest in peace shout out to Mack Swavey's folks and all that, parents and friends and all that, especially you, King. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely in our prayers, and that track was tough. That's like the only track I ever heard from the dude, and that's awesome. We finally got his music on there, and that's what's up. I enjoyed the track.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because it will mark about 2 months since he got killed this day, so we had to do it right for his family, and in terms of salute, and let him know that his music lives on through us.
Definitely. One achieves immortality through their creations, and Off the Cuff Radio, we're happy to make sure that his music lives on and that the spirit he personified of being a creative, innovative, and all-around good guy lives on. His legacy is secure with us.
I just want to send a big shout out to Madison J for the intro he sent too. That's very tough.
Yes.
I like it.
County.
Yeah, big shout out to that dude, man. Cause I was like, I had to go in and put some North Carolina lyricists on the platform too as well. So this to show people that I look out for my city.
Definitely got to do that home cooking, no doubt.
And if anybody out there that's listening, y'all think y'all could, come up with a theme song for the Guillotine, all y'all got to do is just let us know. Or hit us up with a Gmail or whatever, Hit us up on Instagram, Guillotine 2018.
Definite. Off the Cuff Radio. We are live and direct. 1-619-924-0703. So, King, obviously,
it's a Fuggery Friday.
Yes, like Ella said. So, King, Ella, Chinchilla, what do we got going on this week that we've got to speak on? Because we got a lot of topics to cover in a matter of 2 hours.
It's
we
so
get
much.
Right to it.
It's so much.
Yeah, but
you know what? Let's start with this bullshit first. All right, go ahead. Let's do that. Go ahead, King. Set it off.
On a positive note right here. Because it's 19...
Right.
I mean, dang, I keep getting that wrong. It's 2018.
We hope not 1918.
It's still a new year. We all getting fucked up. We getting old out here.
It's 2018. Which would mean that it will mark 20 years since the milestone golden era of hip-hop has happened. A lot of great albums that came out in 1998. That's an apex year to me because it brought the culture back into the forefront where it was commercialized for about a good year. 1998, everything came back full surface. So 2 albums that turned 20 this month, will be Young Bleed. Big shout out to him. He was on the show not too long ago. His My Balls and My Word album.
Big shout.
Round of applause for that. Album turns 20.
And innovation.
Southern classic. And I don't know if people would say this album is a classic, but I would say that it really put these guys on in a way, but The Lox' Money, Power, Respect turns 20.
Definitely.
I ain't gonna lie. Like, at first, I wasn't really a big fan of that album. Then it grew on me after a while. Pause. Because it was a mixture of everything. They had their hardcore tracks on there, but they had to make their party tracks. And I ain't gonna lie, I would appreciate listening to If You Think I'm Jiggy now. So, I don't even get you right. All my friends are dead, but they to the end. I guess this is my preference.
If you think I'm jiggy, come on, shorty, let me know.
I'd rather listen to that right now. And around that time, I really didn't like that song like that. I thought The Lox was better than that. I understand you gotta make your party tracks, but that doesn't mean you have to lower your skills.
Well, you got to remember too, during that time, during the 1998 era, and like King was saying, this is really. And King, shout out. That was definitely what you said about the golden era, because for a lot of pundits of hip hop, that's considered the third golden era. When you look at, because the first golden era was the 80s, 88, 89, and then the second golden era was considered 94, 95, and then we had the third golden era with 1998. Definitely with what Puffy was doing during the 1997 era. A lot of people felt like that he took rap into a more mainstream area that was more commercially accessible, which propelled the genre on heights of a reach that had not been seen before, but also compromised it as well in terms of the artistic merit and the craft of which it came from the street, which you come to the Locks, who were on the No Way Out album, and then, of course, the next year, because they had started in 1996 on their mixtape run. So you figure a year in, 97, they get on Bad Boy, and then, of course, 2 years later, in 98, they dropped their debut Money, Power, Respect, which was definitely a record that showed their lyrical abilities. The hardcore sensibility seemed to be not as present, but we saw when Jay dropped,
and that's crazy. Hold on, I didn't mean to, I want to chime in on that right there.
Please.
That, with the Money, Power, Respect shit, you see how that was like one of their most popular songs, and Money, Power, Respect wasn't even a party track. Money, Power, Respect was just a real track.
Yep.
The beat was on point. You know what I'm saying? Lil' Kim, all she had to do was spit the verse. I mean, not the verse, the chorus. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything just fit. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, DMX, he was still popping at the time.
And you got to remember, his album hadn't even come out yet, and the single hadn't even dropped yet.
That beat was incredible.
Yeah, it was. I mean, shout out to Puffy's Hitmen, because they came. I tell anybody, you may think of what you want to think of Puffy, but you cannot front. For that time that he was doing it in that late 90s era, that dude had the Hitmen. I mean, D-Dot.
Classic.
This one thing I say about Diddy. Like, it's a yin and a yang when it comes to Diddy. Like, I can't sit here and completely shit on Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think his ultimate downfall is like I think he got too greedy. You know what I'm saying? Because he could have still had a lot of acts around. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did recover after Biggie. God rest Big soul. But a lot of people thought that Diddy would have been done, but Diddy still recovered from that. So Diddy still went and got other acts. You know what I'm saying? Reached out to different genres. Like, you can't say this dude is not a bad boy general. Like, this dude, he to this day, he still rap bad boy. You know what I'm saying? So I give him that. I just say that he did, basically rape a lot of people unnecessarily. Because it's like, my dude, you eating already. You know what I'm saying? Let your talent eat. He'll let his talent eat, but to a certain extent.
Well, arrogant with it. I understand arrogance, but nigga was like very arrogant with all the bullshit he was putting niggas through. I understand he made some niggas' careers and all of that, but at the end of the day, nigga, damn, it's a balance.
Well, that was always a contentious point with Puff in terms of how he did business, because Puffy, when you look at his approach, I mean, we look at that video, after y'all know that video, like when he's sitting at his desk and he just closed the deal, and then he goes into like that part triumphant, cheer, part petulant, like little kid, like I did it, I get what I want, I get what I want when I want it. I mean, but that's that drive that has always. That's that drive that has propelled him throughout his career. Conversely speaking, that type of maniacal determination and drive, that inordinate type of just I'm gonna get it, has also fueled a lot of discontent with people. Obviously on Off the Cuff Radio, we always spit the facts. We never spit fiction, and we definitely not to shit on nobody, but we go by what's already been seen in the pattern. And there has been a lot of people who have said that Puff can be very cutthroat in terms of how he conducts his business.
And then not only that, like certain artists that was on his label just end up going into cults and all types of other shit, start going to Islam, and like, what is going on? Like, this dude Lil looking like an Israelite. Craig Mack. Last time we seen Craig Mack, this dude was in the Temple of Doom, was, you know what I'm saying? Like, this dude was doing some other cold shit. Like, this, you know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
It's like something that they see within the bad boy camp, they just change their lives forever.
Well, I mean, the fact is that there has been a lot of stuff go on over there in terms of a lot of people who have worked with him, you know, ultimately didn't stay. You know, Faith Evans, you know, hell, Mark Curry wrote a book about it. You know, Dance with the Devil.
Whatever happened to Mark word, like, but he only killed like what, one verse?
He did a lot of ghostwriting for Puff. That's what I know. But after that book, it's for 2 years afterwards, after he released the book, he just disappeared. Hope they knock him off. We need to find a lot of people on the show.
Exactly. You already know what that means. He disappeared for a reason.
He's
focused so much about the bad boy cult.
He's alive, but I do have one of my magazines that did speak about it. It's an old Feds magazine, and they did shout out to Feds, of course, and they did talk to him about it, and he just basically said it had to be said. But I do, from what I could gather, and this is not necessarily an article, but I can deduce from him writing the book, because from what I understand, I have not read it myself, but from what I understand, it is a very, very explosive read that really details the insides of the bad boy workings in terms of how, you know, Puff handled business and how he did have, you know, there were some things going on that may have not been the most ethical or the most polite, to use polite words. You know, and somebody was saying that and some would even probably suggest he may have got blackballed in the industry because of that type of expose. You know, there's a lot of things all of us know about Puffy, and then there are things we have heard as rumors. But on this show, we do not do rumors, we do facts, so we won't speak on that. But we do know that there have been some people, and there have been some situations concerning, you know, Puff that have been, at the very least, questionable about how he can, you know, what he has done and how his business dealings have gone. You know, you know, but it's just what goes on in the industry. You know, it's no different than Suge Knight. It's no different than a lot of others.
I say this:
he raping you.
One of the most memorable skits on record ever.
Since we want to talk about Diddy, like, fuck it. Since the elephant is right in the room, anybody want to talk about the whole Drake Champs interview? When Diddy was there with... the elephant is in the room.
All I'm going to say is we saw it, and we're going to leave it at that.
Matter of fact, since 2018, you want to just go ahead and give the fans a clip of what he was doing? We're gonna play the clip.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Let me see how I can get it before they take it down.
They don't retract statements no more. They just take down their posts and hope like hell nobody remembers them or something else.
Gone. I think
I
got
saw
it right here.
Okay.
Like if you look at Fabulous's facial expression,
man, look, Fabulous has a classic meme with his face by that alone.
Let's see if I can get it right here for y'all. Hope no ad come on before I play this, cause these YouTube ads be killing me.
Yeah, man.
An Oreo cookie ad be coming on before. See, that's what I was talking about.
Shout out to YouTube though.
I mean, I know they gotta pay the bills and all, but hey.
Yeah, they're about to. Yeah, YouTube about to pay them bills real early.
Yeah.
I ain't paying for that yet.
When you like this, Daddy.
Oh, here you go, right here.
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Will you move my bag?
Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping some shit.
No,
I like that.
I'll be practicing. I got
It's a Yeah, I love this drink. Where you put my bag? I like when you like this, Daddy. Yeah, where you put my bag? Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping. When you scrambling and scraping some shit. No? Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna go over with that one. Make it that one. Just blow it out. It's your birthday every day. Every day's your birthday on Drink Champs, goddammit. I'm in. Well, I look back on where I became. Did you miss me though? For real, because I'm saying it seems like a thing. I miss just birthday parties, man. Man, but I'm talking about for your birthday. Huh? Why won't you party with me for your birthday, man? We partied for my birthday before. You came to my party. No, but me and you ain't never really party. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what he mean by that. I don't know what you mean when we ain't really party.
In the words of Chef from South Park, I'm not going near that with a 40-foot pole.
Look, listen. I got two things. I got two things to say about that. All right. Mm-hmm. Like, the first thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, when he was saying the whole daddy shit, right? I ain't gonna lie, it sounds crazy. But, actually, that's how dudes talk, like, you know, like, some dudes from Yonkers and, upstate New York. They say daddy, like, or instead of saying, like, nigga or brother or whatever, they say daddy. It still sounds crazy, but that's how they talk, whatever. Now, with that shit, when he was talking to Fabulous about the whole, but we never partied, though. I don't know about that one. I can't really cape for that. Like, that sounded crazy.
Well,
was like, but we party.
He had that innocent boy look. He had that innocent boy look. He was like, but we partied before.
Fab was like, but we really partied. Diddy was like, no, but we really didn't party before. Like, pause. Like, what?
Well, I mean,
it gets even funnier. I'm gonna play the rest of the clip. It's gonna get even funnier.
Okay.
Here we go.
Eyes, brother. Eyes. I understand. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So check this out. It's me, Tyrese, Ray J, and F. Gary Gray. You know, I'm a type of nigga, I like variety, man. I like people that's unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? I like different personalities. So I was like, I never knew they would become what they are today. But you know what I'm saying? But like, you know, that sounded like the type of night I want to have in Vegas. You understand what I'm saying? Okay.
Look, listen.
So Tyrese kept on talking. This a Floyd
Yo,
fight,
Chiller. We gonna let Chiller talk on that.
We just like, yo, the night
what you think about?
You gotta get back to church. We in motherfucking Vegas, nigga. Like, you can go to church next week. You know what I'm saying? Sending your thing. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing but we in Vegas. Don't be bringing God into this thing. Don't bring God into this situation. You know what I'm saying? F. Gary Gray is like, nigga, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Ray J. So Ray J is like just really like feeling like Ray J right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yo. Chiller I want Chiller to chime in on that, though. You heard that, Chiller?
I heard it. And do you really want me to chime in on this? Because I'm going to tell you now, I understand what you're saying about how they talk in Yonkers and upstate New York and all of this, but from the jump, it sounded gay than a motherfucker. And it got worse and worse and worse as the clips got played. All of that.
Yeah. I'm the type of nigga that loves variety.
My nigga, he just named out like 5 dudes and said that's what he wants a Las Vegas night to be. Now, everybody knows they say what happened in Vegas, stay in Vegas. What do you want to happen in Vegas with these niggas?
Oh, I can't cape for that. Now, that was some shit right there. That was like, whoa. Like, you know what I'm saying? But when it came to the slang, like with the slang, that's what I'm saying. Like even the Locks said that shit sometimes because they from Yonkers and shit. Like when they say like daddy and shit. But I don't talk like that. I'm just saying that's how like the Yonkers and like upstate New York. That's like their slang.
But see, it's one way to say daddy if you say a nigga and all this. Even if you say nigga, it's one thing to say like what's up nigga. hey nigga. That's two different ways to say the same word. So all I'm saying is,
I'm not walking. I want to walk up to King and be like, "Hey, nigga." Nah, I'm not gonna do that.
And then
that sounds crazy
that's
too.
even worse. And then for them to be saying "daddy," that's even worse. Like they should be mindful of how they sound. You not gonna just walk up, "Hey, daddy," or you know what I'm saying? All that bullshit.
Yeah, that sounds whoa.
For real. And then when he's talking about we ain't party. The nigga is like, yeah, we did. I mean, you was over for my birthday. Like, that nigga sounded like he didn't know what to say. He sounded like his face looked like, what the fuck this nigga telling me? Like, he was trying to process the whole come on without, man, that nigga there. That's a whole new insight.
Diddy's just gay. It is what it is. It is what it is. Diddy is just gay, you know, and he should just come out the closet and let it be known, like, what niggas is gonna do? Lynch Diddy if he came out the closet? Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, he might get more famous.
That's probably why May turned into a preacher, nigga.
Plus another thing with Puff too is that he's the type that you get him drunk, all types of information gonna get out of him.
Look. They talking.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I think I want him to keep
thing.
keep respect.
Because if Diddy come out the closet, everybody coming out the closet along with him. He like, fuck that. I'm going to have a tell-all book, autobiography on film.
Especially when he was talking about, you don't want to bring, he was like, you don't want to bring God into the situation. I was like, what is this dude talking about?
Number one boy.
He's going to get struck by lightning and go straight to hell, right then and there.
It's like this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Look, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, word to the wise. Never get drunk because a drunk person speaks a sober person's mind. And about what they talk about in Vegas, it may happen in Vegas, but guess what? Depending on what happens in Vegas, it's not going to stay there. Drop some
word. This dude really named nothing but men. He was like, yeah, this dude, that dude. I want us to all go out to Las Vegas to be unpredictable. Come on. Like, that he ain't named one chick. Like, he ain't named one piece of pussy.
Not one. But you know what? Some of them names he named was already questionable. So you was like, is this something y'all already met about and you ain't got time to do it? You just threw some more niggas in it or what?
That nigga want to party with Fab bad.
Yeah, but shout out to Fab. Shout out to Fab for keeping it professional the whole way. Although that's a real
yeah, he did. Yo, he did. Yo, this dude's facial expression though. Yo, I swear to God, his facial expression alone. Like, that's why, yo, you stupid, King. Like, when you posted this dude Fab facial expression, he just leaned back like, come on, B. I've been in the game too long for this bullshit. Like,
yeah, Fab.
That's the face he had. He like, yo, come on, B. Like, really? I gotta go through this shit. I've been in the game like 15 years.
Well,
I'm just trying to promote my album, man. That's all I want to do.
He had that look of bewildered befuddlement. Like, where did this conversation just go, and why did my name come up in it? But shout out to Fabs for keeping it cool, and of course shout out to Nori for Drink Champs. You know what I mean? Because he definitely gets some. One thing about Nori, y'all, you never know what you're gonna get on that show when you watch it. That's for sure.
That nigga sacrificing his liver for the culture. Let's give him a salute. He's sacrificing his liver for the culture of hip hop. Real dude right there. Big shout out to Nori.
Yeah. I love Nori, yo. I love Nori. Nori is like your favorite nigga Rican on the block. Like, that's the type of dude you go into the corner store, you see him right there with a Corona or something. Yo, what's good? Yo, you want a beer? Like, nah, I'm good. Yo, fuck that. Go get a beer. He's that type of dude. You know what I'm saying? The real cool neighborhood Puerto Rican black guy.
Definitely, and obviously because his government is out there, Victor Santiago, who knew that he would be, because we're coming a year off of, 2017, and who knew that those two crazy kids, Capone and Noriega coming out of LaFrac, Queens, 41st Side Queensbridge, who knew that, from their stellar debut, The War Report, for our listeners, if you have not heard The War Report, you are missing out, because you have to understand Nori, the man, now. You have to understand who he was starting out. And, to see Nori come from that grimy kid from the streets, to, morph to MC, to now podcast host, it just shows how in hip-hop the versatility changes, how people go through their different, transformations, and ultimately come to another type of, they evolve into another element of it. And Nori is doing big things. Already he's been a fixture in hip-hop for over 20 years, and is still going strong, being a relevant figure today, even if in a different capacity outside of rap, which he can still throw down, because that album, him and Capone and Noriega album from 2 years ago, Lessons, woo, boy, woo, that was some fire. They still got it.
And it's funny that y'all be on the hip hop thing, because there's a lot of things that's taking place within the culture that we definitely got to sink our teeth in this episode of Fuggery Friday. Now, the first thing going on.
Fuggery Friday.
That's right. The first thing that's going on, the possible anticipated battle of Lupe Fiasco and Kendrick Lamar.
Well,
yo, can I?
Go ahead. Lead off.
I ain't gonna lie. Don't get me wrong. Like, I never really been a Lupe Fiasco fan for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I thought he couldn't, he didn't know who he was as an artist. He would just sit there and just do that flippity, hippity, hoppity, lyrical shit just to try to find himself. And then eventually he did, or whatever, like, what, 3 years ago. And I'm like, okay, Lupe might have some shit. And that's why I say ultimately he cannot fuck with no Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar always been on fire. Like, this dude Lamar, like, he'll have his bum out tracks here and there. Who does it? But Lamar always been that dude that'll have that flow, have that message, have that beat that he made from scratch. And this dude is just he's way too creative. Way more creative than this dude, Lupe Fiasco. Lupe Fiasco don't even know. He don't know if you want to be black or Chinese or Erykah Badu.
Now, the thing is with this battle here is, before I went on the air, hold on, mute you guys for a minute. Now, I went on the air before I went on the air, I went ahead and looked at the background of this whole scenario. And to be honest, I think Lupe may have a case here, because Kendrick has a new single that he's promoting for the Black Panther soundtrack, and that cover looks very similar to the single that Lupe put out not too long ago. The covers are very similar. Then there's the concept of that last album he did, where he did a concept where he was doing an album backwards. Kendrick did the same thing. Now, I don't know if it's biting, or I don't know if Lupe is baiting him, but it seems pretty coincidental. And I want to put you guys back on. I want to get y'all opinion about that, because I remember biting was an abominable sin. I got T-Max back on.
Well, the thing is, biting is when you are deliberately hacking somebody's style. It's like you jaws, and you're pulling the jaws, and not, you're not giving proper credit due. on the face of it, if we look at it, and we would like to think that this is basically based on simple rap academics in the art of rhyme. But the thing is, it gets more complicated when you look at the trajectory of their careers in terms of how it has gone. You know, Lupe was part of that Chicago Renaissance of the mid-2000s. You know, when we saw a lot of the artists, younger and older, you know, Common, who was one of the first wave, of course, No ID, you know, Kanye, you know, who had really began to get his stride. You know, he was supposed to be that next guy to represent the Chicago brand. And for some reason, it just, through a lot of, his albums were good, but they were never considered great to the point it would take him to the next stratosphere. Then what complicates it are his seemingly taking shots at our former President Obama just out of nowhere for a lot of his political, and which seemed to alienate the audiences even more. Kendrick, on the other hand, has maintained a very organic and even-keeled rise. We saw it from, you know, Section 80 to Good Kid, Mad City, where we saw the progression, and not only the progression, but the sustained interest that enabled him to go further in it. And what we're looking at now is a Kendrick that is not going to really kowtow, but Kendrick made it being who he was. Kendrick writes from a stream of consciousness narrative that is about observation and articulation from his perception. He can flip it on terms of the lyrics, but in terms of being overly lyrically complex, that's not his style, and that's not a fault against him. That's just how he rhymes. But what he has is a following that has embraced him, that has supported him, still supports him. Hell, last time I checked, I think this man makes $1 million every show. So, I mean, for him to... Oh, go ahead, King.
Yeah, now for Lupe, he also went in and saying that he doesn't consider Kendrick as a top-tier lyricist in terms of punchlines and bars. Do you guys happen to agree with that?
Well,
on September, I think it was September 14th of last year, he and I think it was in XXL magazine. He said that he gave the props to Kendrick Lamar and was like, you know what, because somebody had said something to him on Twitter about him not being as hard as Kendrick, and he was like, you know what, probably not. But then he comes back this year and says, you know, and I think even last year he said something about his sound quality, you know, it might fuck with him, but not the lyrics. And he admitted to it. Now he's coming back so strong about everything, like that nigga can't fuck with me. So I think even Lupe knows, and I think Lupe might even just be trying to get back in the limelight on the cool. But that's just my opinion, because when you flip-flop, you know, when Kendrick came out, he was hard, just as hard as he is now. It's not like he had to progress and get his mind right and his style together. He came out strong. So with Lupe being in agreement just a few months ago, or a year and some months ago, for him to automatically come back now and just be talking like he's so much better, then I think that's some trying to get his 15 minutes of fame and back in the limelight and shit.
Another thing he said too, he said, and this is probably the ego talking, he said, I've never been destroyed. Also, the only issue that the world thinks I have with K-Dot, and I actually do, is I think his Control verse was whack and super overhyped to be a verse claiming you were the best rapper. It was very weird. I was told it was just bait, but still. I'll put it to you like this. K-Dot is not a top-tier lyricist to me and my standards when it comes to punchlines and bars. His overall lyrics are good. His stories are phenomenal, but punchline endure. Lyrically, I do not see it.
Can I come in on this, King?
I don't see it from this mother. Go ahead, King. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, then he posted the album covers, which are very similar. The one that he just put out and the other one that he just put out. So, let me get y'all intake on this.
I would say this, like, basically, who's mimicking whose cover? This dude, Kendrick Lamar, is mimicking this guy's cover, Lupe Fiasco. Because I think I seen those images or whatever. I ain't gonna lie, I can't be mad at this dude Lupe Fiasco, you know, because that is, you know, I know they say, I know they say, you know, what's that quote?
What's that? What quote?
Impersonation is the best flattery.
Imitation is the most sincerest form of flattery. Yes.
Yeah, but it's like, damn, you know, I can't be mad at this dude for coming at this dude Kendrick Lamar and saying something about that and speaking up. But when it comes to him, like, basically trying to come at his career, he can't, because, you know, if I think if this dude Kendrick Lamar didn't have Dr. Dre on his side, he probably would be more known than this dude Lupe Fiasco anyway.
And also, what I find that I found totally arrogant from Lupe's part is saying my standards. Well, standards are arbitrary because hip-hop is a subjective art form. It is all up to the interpretation of the listener/consumer in terms of what they find to be entertaining or engaging. You know, so for him to say that, and this is just me, it comes from a very arrogant, self-centered, and conceited area, because his thing is, for my standards, and I rock with Lupe, but my thing is, Lupe, your standards don't apply to somebody, number one, who has already been very successful, and number two, has the track record. You know, so that's basically, you're trying to throw shade on him for the fact of you're going to use a throwaway commentary of, I don't think he's that good. Well, that sounds very petulant, and it sounds petty. I'm gonna just go there.
I'm just saying, like, when it comes to that, like the stealing album cover type shit,
right?
If this dude Lupe Kendrick Lamar stole Lupe Fiasco's album cover, then yeah, I feel Lupe Fiasco to 100%. If you're gonna come at this dude over that.
Now with his other album, the Pseudo and Youth album that he dropped recently, now there's a concept where you could play it backwards and would like tell a story, and people are saying that the Damn album that Kendrick dropped had the same formula. Now I don't know if that's a coincidence or if that's biting.
Which one came out first?
For a song to play backwards and tell a story, shit, that's not normal. You know what I'm saying? That's a unique situation, a unique type and style. So that might be biting. I'm just saying.
Because technically, Nas did it first. He did the Rewind.
On Rewind, on Stillmatic in 2001. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
and where
it's really nothing new under the sun.
And where did Nas get the idea from? From the movie Memento, I believe that came out in 1999.
And see, that right there, that's a perfect example when I always say that when people sitting here talking about biting off of somebody and all of that, at the end of the day, the person who got it 9 times out of 10 bit off of some idea, whether it be a movie, where it be whatever it may be, a play, something, a musical. I mean, there's nothing really truly new and hasn't been captured it for the most part. So all of these dudes that come out and talk about, you know what I'm saying, he bit my style, the artwork is very, very similar, yes. But Lupe's was very basic. It had a small little moon that was shining or whatever that was. And Kendrick came out with a bigger type shining moon with a ring or something on top. I mean, at the end of the day, shit, I didn't see a book with just the moon at the top. So, where the fuck did he get his? I mean, but that's why I say Lupe might be trying to get that publicity, get some PR going, put himself back in the limelight so he can drop a new project. I don't see when artists make such a big deal about what somebody else does, because at the end of the day, all you're doing is promoting that nigga. Lupe just promoted Kendrick Lamar's new projects coming out, and all Kendrick needs to do is say, "Please,
see, you know what it is? I don't want to cut you off, King. Like, I don't want to cut you off, King. Just give me 1 second. Like, you know what it is, though? Like, with Chilla, like, you know, like, as an artist, we all understand nothing is new underneath the sun. We already know that shit. But when it comes to something that's looking completely identical, that's when you have to question shit. Like, damn, like, you could have at least took my shit and, like, try to switch it around and da-da-da-da. When it comes to artwork, lyrics, wordplay, whatever. Don't just blatantly do it just like how I did it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said when it comes to a thin line. You know what I'm saying? That's when the line gets crossed. It's like, damn, is it flattery or is it disrespect? Us as artists, that's how you take it as.
You right. That's right, and that's why I said earlier. I feel why he would be tripping on the album cover itself. You know what I'm saying? It was just a little amount of stuff changed on it. It wasn't the exact same, but at the end of the day, you could tell he got that idea from the album cover of Lupe. So, I mean, I can understand that, but at the end of the day, Lupe was giving the nigga mad props 2 years ago, or a year and a half, year or 2 months ago. So, I mean, you can't. It just makes me question why now he's not just talking about the album cover. If he was just talking about the album cover, that would be one thing. But to sit here and bring back up into conversation the dude's lyrical style and sound, and to say something not completely different, but something that's significantly different from what you were just spitting a year and a half ago about, I mean, it just makes me kind of question what's his motives behind it all. If it was just about the album cover, then we'd know, okay, he's kind of heated about some of the things that he keeps seeing a pattern in Kendrick that's stealing stuff from his ideas. I would get that. But then when he comes trying to discredit the man and his talent, that's when you just like, okay, is there more to this? Or, you know, is it hating involved? Is it, you know, what is it? What's going on other than the pointing out what he feels like is really going on? That's my thing.
Now, what I think it is, I'm going to tell you what I think it is this. What it is that Kendrick, J. Cole, and these guys, they came in his lane and excelled at it on levels where he wish he was at right now. Now, Lupe, he's a brilliant lyricist. He's a very, very brilliant wordsmith, one of the best out. But along the way, he didn't play hardball. Plus, he has that whole narcissistic attitude where it makes people want to not really rock with him. And if you really check his Twitter, he has that know-it-all narcissistic type of vibe about him. But he's a great lyricist. So what I'm looking at it as, he's seeing these guys, Kendrick, J. Cole coming in, and they're going levels with it. I mean, they do have the machine behind them, but their talent also pushes them to that next level. And that's where Lupe, he's kind of feels salty because he felt like he was ahead of his time. And he's seeing these guys reap the benefits of the stuff that he was doing. So this is where the whole condescending type of vibe that he's giving off the Kendrick comes from. It's a little bit of saltiness.
Well, King, you hit it right on the head, because when you have one thing about it in terms of the game is that it's okay to be confident in your ability. It's okay to know you can rhyme. But when you become narcissistic to the degree of, like you said, condescending and outright dismissive of your contemporaries and their craft, because basically you're going to shit on theirs in order to make yours look clean, it doesn't make you as a person look well. And I think somewhere along the line, Lupe, like you said, I think with how he carried himself attitude-wise, lyrically, he's a monster. But something happened where he didn't connect enough in the game long-term to where he sustained that longevity needed to keep going. Because you got to remember, Food and Liquor came out 13 years ago, 2005. And he's released altogether roughly about what? He released, about 4 or 5 albums before it kind of began to... Yeah, the Cool. Then you had Food and Liquor 2. Then you had Lasers. And it just, after a while, it became... But it's like the albums were there, but the adoration wasn't. The music was there, but the attention was not given. The craft was still sharp, but the attention dulled on it. Where it was hot, the reception by the audience was lukewarm. You follow me?
For real,
you know?
I think he came out ahead of his time, just like groups like Little Brother. They came out around that time where hip-hop was in that ringtone era. They tried to bring bars and substance lyricism into the equation, but the masses weren't ready to hear it.
And the Little Brother Listening album was just unbelievable. To our listeners, if you have not heard that album, it's not in stores right now. It's out of print, but you can find it online, Amazon, eBay. But if you can get your hands on it, please get your hands on it. It's worth the listen.
The Minstrel Show.
Yes, the Minstrel Show was a hell of an album, too. Fonte, Ninth Wonder, Rapper Big Pooh, the Terrific Three. I mean, they were unbelievable as a trio, and hopefully we see them back together down the line.
Word. But anyways, yo, what's up, King? Like, you got any more tracks we can play? You want to take a little break?
Most definitely. And before we go to break, I want to know y'all. Now, if this battle happens, who y'all got y'all money on between Lupe and Kendrick? In terms of bars?
Kendrick. I'm going with Kendrick. I'm going with Kendrick, man.
I'm going with Kendrick
too. Lupe
Fiasco is fucking whack, yo. Seriously, like you was really modest with this guy. I don't know if nobody say like he goes through an identity crisis. That's his main gripe. He goes through an identity crisis.
And I was going to say
oh Lord,
make sure you post this on YouTube. Make sure you post this on YouTube also, B. Word up. Man, look here. I'm going to tell the real fucking truth, B. Lupe Fiasco don't know what the fuck he is. He don't know if he's Chinese. He don't know if he's black. He don't know if he's in the Mortal Kombat tournament. He don't know if he's a skateboarder. He don't know if he's a nerd that be on computers. He's all over the fucking place. Yeah, he may have a hot track here and there, but he's not in nobody's ear. Not like Kendrick Lamar. You know why? Because everybody expects Kendrick Lamar to be himself, and he's always himself at the end of the day. He may sing a little bit. He may sing a little bit here and there. I ain't gonna lie, that shit does get on my nerves. Like, you don't have to sing all the goddamn time. But he's still better than Lupe Fiasco, bum, punk, Luke King looking ass.
You know what I'm saying, man? Before we go, let me say, because I was going to say it earlier, you brought it out when you said the identity crisis, and y'all were talking about why his longevity wasn't there on the cool. I think it was because of his identity crisis, not so much maybe what you were talking about, but just in the sense that I don't think his confidence was there. He may be narcissistic and all of that, but deep down inside, I think he would have had longevity if he would have just stayed in the booth, sharpened his skills, you know what I'm saying, and reclaimed his lane. But I think in due time, that nigga just he let everybody take over his lane, and he didn't push hard enough for whatever reason, whether it was confidence, whether it was a true identity crisis, whatever the case may be. I think if he'd have stayed at it and polished himself, he might have gone a lot further for a lot longer. But in my eyes, he just chose to stay comfortable at where he was and digress in some ways. So I don't know what it was, but
Lupe, before we go on a break, I think what happened with him, he also went through those issues with Atlantic, because he went through creative differences for years, and went in terms of that Lasers album, and that pretty much put a dent into a lot of his discography, because Lasers was pretty weak, even though it had some hits up there like I'm Beaming and Words That I Said. And I think he also lost a lot of support when he went at Obama too.
Yeah,
he was one of the first people to actually go at Obama's neck the way he was. Just like I remember him saying one thing when he was talking about a drug dealer would kill Barack Obama in a debate.
And that was the crazy shit. That was his identity crisis in a nutshell. What the fuck wrong with him? For real.
Yeah.
That's all you could say, for real.
Yeah, I tell anybody when you're gonna talk politics, don't talk it off of emotion. Talk out of actual facts, and have some, and don't and more importantly than facts, don't do it just to get attention. Just because that's the problem with a lot of people. They don't have the consciousness with the intelligence, and they don't have the intelligence with the consciousness. So what they do, they simply cause a ruckus. Just to cause just for discord. If I can discombobulate something to get attention, guess what? I'll burn down the whole house just so the fire department will come. So I got the attention I need to throw water on everything.
There you go. So, King, on that note,
we going to a
burn the fire
break
on that grill with those hot ass tracks we got lined up, B.
Yeah, let's see what we got lined up for tonight for the first episode of Fuggery Friday for 2018. I got this joint from my man from Minneapolis and Holla Slim called Full Time Grinding. And when you hear this beat, you're gonna be like, "What the fuck these niggas is on?" If you have heard of what I say sports entertainment, you're gonna be very familiar with this track here.
Okay, just in time for the WrestleMania season.
Yes, sir. So. Full-time grinding from Minneapolis and Holla Slim. The call number is 1-619-924-0703. Let's get it.
Let we go.